It's very important because it makes the game more fun. Or at the very least, enjoy minigames. One of the two. Just don't not do anything.
Alright, one last check. I think this is all we've got. We've got 3 players. That's good enough for the start. Hopefully we'll have a few more joining us next week. We'll encourage some folks to catch up and join us along.
Yeah, is Zenik blind?
Zenik is totally blind, and someone and Anisep are both in the I played it when I was a kid, and I haven't played it since.
Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay, see everybody. They're using the fast speeds. That's important. Fast text speed in this game is amazing. Basically means the difference between languages is the number of text boxes that show up.
Yeah.
Which is just wonderful.
Although it's always an issue when a game... It's always an issue when the game doesn't give you a choice of an instantaneous text speed. But also, there's always that risk that you pick instantaneous text speed, you skip all the dialogue, and then you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, I would say, like, in this, it's close enough to instant. If you just tap the button twice, it's effectively instant. Like... And if you just mash through this, unless it's a single text box, and you're good at reading, you can definitely read at max text speed while mashing. Just because of how everything is. Okay, so they gotta get to Nehru. That's very important. See someone trying to get into the house. And yeah, we're talking to Impa. Unlike most versions of Impa, this one is a heavy-set woman.
They mix it up. This is more of an OG Zelda Impa. Because she is in the book for the, I think the original Legend of Zelda, or maybe it was Link's Adventure of Link. And in that one, she's a heavy-set woman.
I think it must be the Adventure of Link, because someone gives Link the quest. And yeah, so you have to talk to every one of these animals but the bear, and then you talk to the bear and the bear moves.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if there's anybody in the chat who's actually blind enough that they would want to know this, but this is one of 2 games that was released at the same time. These were a cooperation with Capcom.
Oh no.
And they...
Sedek doesn't know to talk to the bear again.
And
that's all you gotta do.
Yeah, you gotta talk to everybody.
There we go. He talks to the bear again.
So
even if you have to talk to all these people, it's still way less tedious than the season's opening.
Yeah, probably.
Season's opening is so much effort.
Yeah,
although we get a very modified one because of the order we're doing it. Instead of it being a traveling band, they're top secret soldiers.
I didn't remember that. I didn't remember that the opening was different that way.
Yeah, it's everybody is like a top secret knight of Hylia or whatever, disguising as a travel band. It's neat. Because like, oh, this shit went down, let's go fix it. Okay, I see Flyball saying that, or Fireball. I thought that was an L from how far away I was sitting, but that is an I. Yeah. That... that took me the longest time to figure out, and I had tried doing it every which way and I couldn't, and then eventually I got it. Yeah, so originally this game, and you'll see it, the time travel was added exceptionally late into development for this game. They had over 60% of it done. At least in terms of the dungeons. So it really shows through.
I wouldn't say it shows through that much. That to me it feels like
it shows through when you understand the original concept of the game was all color puzzles. Like this game was all supposed to be about color. And that you notice once you do Dungeon 5 and then the color puzzles kind of stop. It just chills out immediately with that.
So we see Varan has gone back in time, and by meddling with time, she's causing all sorts of shenanigans. Although it's not really clear why this child just spontaneously turns to stone.
It's not clear why a guy suddenly becomes an old man. Because, again, that portal only goes to one part of time.
Now, that one at least you could make sense of. That, okay, maybe he was born earlier as a result of that, and so now he's older. But, like, the kid just becoming stone? That makes no sense. That's not a time travel thing.
Who knows? It might be something weird. She travels to a point 400 years in the past, and then basically stops time. Because if they talk to the villagers, they'll find out that the sun has stopped setting and it's eternal day. So it's a bit rough.
Yeah, it's eternal day, so they never get a day off.
Yeah, they have to keep working forever until the tower is done. And they do so at an alarming rate. Or not an alarming rate, I don't know. Time moves forward.
Yeah, I mean, that could be more time travel shenanigans, that they're manipulating that so it goes faster.
She successfully stopped time, but not stopped time at the same point. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of the parts that are what's going on here, that gets forgiven.
Alright, so Anisep is already on the first dungeon. Going to complete his first dungeon in the game.
Yeah, it's really, really hard. As you can see, it's really dangerous, so they put up all these signs saying don't go this way, like this'll hurt you. Like someone thought of this in the past. And we're gonna talk to the Maku tree.
Alright, Nanosep's cleared the first dungeon, halfway through today's goal.
Oh no, their tree is dying.
So is this another color puzzle where her color is changing and that's what they originally wanted to do?
Well, no, as you can see, she's flashing red, blue, and green, the colors of the oracles. I don't know, that's just what was coming through, but that's that's definitely true.
So what's the difference between a Deku tree and a Maku tree?
Well, I always said it was Maku tree because it was like I was always thinking of the Deku tree, but like it's definitely the Maku tree.
Maku?
Because it's Ma and then Ku.
I mean, what's the difference?
This one is...
Because we're going to get more than one Maku tree. We've got the Deku tree in Zelda, and then
well,
we've got
all the
Maku
Maku trees are very, very forgetful. Although this one more forgivable for being forgetful, considering she just died.
Did she die, or was she never born?
No, they definitely kill her. As, someone is trying to figure that out. As someone's in the past that is playing this in GBA mode. You can tell because that shop is open.
Yep, and that shop is going to be a cruel trick if they buy any of the things there, because there's a lot of stuff there that's not very useful.
There's the Advance Ring, which just lets people know that you played this on a Game Boy Advance. There's other weird things that you get in Game Boy Advance mode. I don't remember. I think someone told me at one point that it was, like, mildly slower to play it in Game Boy Advance mode for some weird reason.
That's possible. The only official difference between the two versions is that one shop. It sells the Advance Ring. There's a different Advance Ring in each game, and that they are completely cosmetic. They give you no value. They do nothing in the game. They have no mechanical change. And then there's the second ring, I think, is just a randomly generated ring.
Yeah, and it's always faster to get that. Now, yeah, that pot is heavy. If you could push that pot in there, there's a very easy setup by pushing that pot, or even dropping an Ember Seed that you get to wrong warp to a weird spot, and then you're reliant on having a like eat you out of a tree. It's very complicated, and nobody wants it.
So we see here Zenik is visiting Vasu Jewelers. That's the new gimmick in the Oracle games, is that each of the game has these rings that you can acquire. The majority of them are randomly generated, and they give you very minor mechanical benefits, if anything.
Yeah, it's reason number one why the speedrun for this game is bad, because they basically manip a ring drop by doing a bunch of stuff, and then you get a ring that, like, I think you take double damage, but you deal double damage. You get power ring level 2.
Yeah, we'll probably see all the players pick that up. I believe
Never.
this is the one that gives you the attack up, defense down, and I think it's seasons that gives you the defense up, attack down ring, which of course is the worst ring because everybody.
No,
wants offense.
seasons. I think you can get it in both of them. Again, because that you manip from a gaseous seed drop, I believe. Zenik has got to head in that cave. Zenik does it. Okay, so let's see Anticep talking to a much later part of the trading sequence. And someone's gonna go explore the Black Tower. It can't. It's under construction.
But gets the shovel. That is the first required plot progression here in the game.
The shovel's got some interesting properties to it for sure. Yeah, danger we see on Zenik's screen. And we see Anticep going for some baseball, maybe? No rupees.
And as Alpha alluded to earlier, there is a selection of companions that you'll get to make later. And one of the companions, to get them, you will have to play the minigame, if that's the companion the players choose to get. There's sort of an irony in that that Ricky the kangaroo is the hardest of the companions to get, despite the fact that a kangaroo with boxing gloves is absolutely the most cliche companion that you could come up with.
Yeah, and the only reason it's so hard in this one is just because that's the default one for seasons, I think. I've played this game every direction with both of them, and the worst one to get, in my opinion, is Seasons Moosh, because not only do you have to put in effort to get that horn, but by just buying it, but then you have to play Moosh.
Really don't like Moosh.
Listen, you have to mash, and if you, like, it sucks. Moosh sucks. He makes a lot of parts of the game less fun. I'm a big fan of Dimitri, the best one.
Yeah, Dimitri's a good choice, and Dimitri is also the only companion that is not a default companion playing any of the games.
Yeah. Is the fastest, and I think every except I don't think he's the fastest in seasons, and I say that because, and I didn't believe it until one of the top runners, Nitros, told me it takes 5 minutes of Subrosion dancing to get Dimitri, and I just never thought it was that long.
Oof.
But yeah, it is 5 minutes long to get him, and it's still not even that much slower because of how much better his overworld movement is.
Now I want to call attention. Zenik just talked to this guy, and this guy is giving us the plot. He says they haven't had any nights for several days now. I just want everybody to think about that statement.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like like all the clocks are probably spinning, you know. So this is something that's like new to this particular game, or as we were seeing someone, you're just gonna leave it there?
Someone doesn't care about these pieces of heart.
So okay, so one thing about the pieces of heart is that they actually refill your health, unlike Aegis, or unlike Link's Awakening. But yeah, just blocks that can only be pushed in one direction instead of a long X or a long Y, or just I think altogether. These moblins are a bit misleading. The red moblins only have 1 HP. You fought them in any other game, they always have 2.
Yep, Zenik finding the burn nut tree.
Yeah, those Ember Seeds are too hot to hold, and you don't know where to put them, and they're really hot, so you don't want them.
Yeah, this is also this is probably the first big confusion that you might see if you're used to playing The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. You cannot rob the shop here. You do, in fact, have to have money and purchase things.
You buy it there, but yeah, that's because they had a lot more memory to work with on the Game Boy Color.
What does memory have to do with it?
They had places to basically write, like, basically they had a place to store, like, the countdown value and also, just, like, they had working memory to use to store variables.
Oh, I see what you're saying, so that they can't use the save and quit.
Yeah. Yeah, they had all sorts of, like, like, Pokemon works in weird ways because, like, they do things like, oh, the reason why this works is because, well, they're not supposed to be wild Pokemon here, so the part that occupies the wild Pokemon memory, because it had to exist, was a cutscene. And, like, it's... Getting things to work on that original Game Boy is just an absolute miracle, and why... it's completely insane that half those games work. And, like, you can tell how much extra memory this game had. Like, Link's Awakening, they had enough room to put an entire, just additional dungeon. They probably had even more space, with Color Dungeon. And they had the RAM to spawn individual items on the floor. Like, there's just so much more space. And it'll become very prevalent once, like, if you've already seen on these screens, the dungeon maps are bigger. And, oh, I was just looking at someone's screen. I'm like, where the hell are you? I'm like, oh, he's at the top of the Malco tree.
Yeah, that's an area that it's really easy to forget exists.
Yeah, I had forgotten about it, and like as you start getting the essences, it starts becoming bigger and bigger.
I think one of the pieces of heart is up there eventually.
I think that's right. I think a password might be up there eventually.
I don't think there's any passwords up there, but
it might depend on the what direction a linked game goes. I don't know. There's passwords everywhere.
Yeah.
Which, other reasons why this direction is, I guess, mildly inferior is you can't, without ridiculous glitches, 100% the map in Oracle of Ages without having played Seasons first.
Yeah, that's right. They changed the layout of them.
It's one particular portion of it that you can't do without doing that first. And as we see, Anisep enter Dungeon 1. There's a secret room in Dungeon 1. I wonder if they'll find it.
I don't know about the secret room. There was a room that I noticed Anisep missed, and I think someone missed as well. There is a rupee room in the Meiku Path in the past that you only get to if you are the sort of person who likes pushing a lot of blocks. We'll see if Zenik finds that. Zenik has mentioned in the chat that he's going to take this a little bit slower and he's going to be thorough, which that seems like that might be slow, but there's a lot of stuff here to collect in this game that he might wind up saving a little bit of time in the long run by just talking to everybody on the first visit and having an idea of where he's going.
Yeah, and honestly, skipping the heart containers, although it's less of a deal in Ages, because I would say that the final boss is much less threatening. But things hurt, so you can just get dropped. I would not be surprised if we see Dungeon 1 mini-boss deaths, which is definitely harder than the actual boss of Dungeon 1.
Zenik's going to go ahead and just complete the game right now. He's just going to climb the Black Tower and defeat Varan immediately. That is the fastest way to complete the game. Zenik's going to check that hole. That hole does not, in fact, contain anything of value. And Zenik, unlike Anisep or someone, I think, is going to pick up these pieces of heart. There we go. Anisep kills the mini-boss in Dungeon 1. This game starts off very, very small. This first dungeon is pretty small and simple. Although maybe not quite as small as simple as as the first dungeon in Seasons.
Yeah, they absolutely get way more complex. Like, absolutely ridiculous in size.
Anisep can't get into the room, does not have the nightmare key. Now I did give the player a couple of hints on some of the mechanics, including it's not really obvious, but gacha trees grow based off of how many monsters you kill as opposed to how long you've actually spent, which is absolutely a good way of handling that. And it just plunges into a hole, and that's good enough.
Right, good enough. Yeah, there's a lot of puzzles, like, oh, how do you get back? I'm like, well, there's this pit right here. And, like, it's always a pretty fast solution.
Yeah, there's a lot of rooms that are really like, oh, we expect the player to cross this room and head back, and it's, no, they're just going to jump into a hole and just death warp back. Alright, so now it's Zenik's turn to make a trip through the Meiku path in the past. Someone is needlessly complicating this puzzle. Zenik has a moment of indecision there. There are two different ways that you can go, and Zenik correctly picks the way to get to the button. Otherwise, he has to do another 5 seconds worth of walking back, and nobody wants to deal with that.
Yeah, it's effort. Going over from the side.
So this is kind of cute. We see Anisep gets the power bracelet, and I like this design here where the power bracelet room resembles a Zelda 1 treasure room.
It's not a power bracelet, it's the power croissant. As you can see, it looks like a croissant.
So does Link, like, eat it to get more power?
Probably.
Of course, it stays in his inventory, so he has to take, like, a little nibble of it each time that he wants to...
Yeah, so this is... Okay, so Anisep, having played this game before, is not going to fall for that. This is... You know, if you played the other games, you're like, oh, it's a pot. You can't push those, I gotta pick it up. And the only way to get to this room, well, to get from there to the here, is to do that. Or you could just save and quit immediately after picking up the power bracelet and walk left. And just get there, which is the fastest way.
Yeah, I can't remember if there was a puzzle in Link's Awakening that made you push the pot.
You can't push pots in Link's Awakening, so...
Oh, okay, so then that is a new mechanic.
Yes,
yeah, that's definitely one that I fell for the first time I played this, and until you eventually realize that's it. You have to somehow move the pot without throwing it.
Yeah, so this boss you can do in one cycle if you're cool. I think it has like 5 health or something like that. I don't know. Which is like, or like 4. It's like 2 spin slashes and whatever. Anisep, on very low hearts.
Ooh, Anisep
oh,
takes
and there's
a death. I feel like the bosses in the Oracles games are a little bit maybe more challenging than the ones in your normal 3D Zeldas. The bosses tend to be pretty good at damaging you, and a lot of them are kind of straightforward in that you just get in their face and whack them with the sword until they die.
Yeah, a lot of these bosses have like weird iframes and also other gimmicks. Like this mini boss is rude. Also, it's the first mini boss. It can do a quarter damage to you. Depending on how you get hit. Unless you found something that gave him extra defense. I thought the thing did half a heart of damage. At least when I was playing it earlier, it did.
Anisep has defeated the first boss and picked up the first of the essences in the game. The essences being the MacGuffins that we're going to collect. Less cool than the MacGuffins that you collect in Link's Awakening, because of course you collect those and they play a 6 song for you. This is just Link is going to collect intangible things like the essence of spring, or the whispering of the wind in the trees and things like that.
To make our tree friends stronger and capable of destroying barriers. And also, I didn't point it out earlier, as Link wants to do, he goes on a time-traveling adventure where he makes someone fall in love with him. So Link has a tree girlfriend in this one, compared to his Zora girlfriend.
Yeah, that's... I don't know how I feel about that. That's...
She's 400 years older than him. I don't think it's okay.
Yeah, I think that's a thing. But it's also one of those things that having a girlfriend who can't actually go anywhere is kind of complex. I don't know.
I mean, if she's content to, you know, sit around and photosynthesize, it probably works out. Zena gonna head up here. Yeah, that's the Hall of Secrets where you talk to Ferrari.
Yeah, she does nothing for you until you've at least completed the game.
Yeah, they unfortunately canceled her game, which is a shame because I would really like the third Oracle's games, mainly because I just want another game that I'd even want it to look like this. Like, I just really like this Link style.
Well, and I think too that it's unlike a lot of the games, this game has a really high density of just cool stuff to do.
Yeah. Capcom did a phenomenal job with Project Flagship, and I would say Minish Cap is the weakest of the 3 games that they made during it, but it's still a good game.
Yeah, Minish Cap had a lot of fun visuals. They did a good job with it, but yeah, these ones, they went straight for it. I mean, we're 26 minutes in. 2 of the players have already completed a dungeon. That it's not wasting your time with a lot of cutscenes. You had that pretty brief introduction, and then the game just gets to exploring dungeons and collecting items. I see someone here getting some good spin slashes in here, killing this boss pretty quick.
The other thing that's interesting about this game is that I thought he might have skipped it. Again, skipping on heart container is not recommended.
Yeah, I think someone might be doing a little bit of posing here, that maybe he deliberately skipped that first piece of heart, thinking that, oh, I'm going to be a cool dude and I'm just going to go for like a no hearts run.
So... let's see how long it takes Anisep to do this, which this music is also, I think, my least favorite in the game.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have it up on the stream. I am using Zenix audio right now.
Anisep also says the music's super quiet, so, but...
So we see someone here is meeting another one of our favorite characters.
Okay,
Maple.
No piece of heart drop. That's a shame.
It does get a... there is a ring here. I think it's going to make a beeline for that. Grabs it. Or didn't grab it. I couldn't see.
Yeah, I didn't hear. Because you'd hear it. Maple tries to grab things. I think she got it because I think if she gets one of the better items, she just automatically taunts you. I know if she drops a piece of heart, which she has one, she will make fun of you. Saying, regardless, that she had more than she came with, despite the fact that you picked up more stuff, like, basically every time.
Well, I think she might have gotten it simply because she stopped moving there. That suggests that she stopped to pick it up.
Yeah.
But it's not too big of a deal.
No, it doesn't matter. Maple works very similarly to the piece of power in Guardian Acorn in Link's Awakening, in that it's based on how many enemies you kill. And she can only show up after the first dungeon, and then she only shows up in the past after the second dungeon. So, not quite remember. I think it's like up, down, left, left, left.
Yeah, the hardest fairy to find, which is the one Anicept just picked up, is just you have to keep going up and down, up and down.
Yeah, but like I think the fastest way is up, down, left, left, left. I think that's the solution. And again, if you don't remember that, or you're not thinking about keeping a mental map of this place because you're like 8, it's hard.
What is Zenik doing? Oh, I see. Zenik hadn't gone in the dungeon yet.
Yeah, Zenik's behind because he hasn't played the game yet, so he's been talking to people, learning. He didn't instantly know, oh, you gotta go to Black Tower, because anybody who's ever played this game, they're not gonna forget that part.
Yeah, but he got there pretty quickly. I think that we're gonna see Zenik catch up a little bit here, whereas the other players are gonna spend a little more time poking around town.
I didn't see anybody get the bonus ring room, so that's a shame.
Is that the one you have to burn the...
Yeah, you burn the wall, and it's right above the room that Zenik is in. I don't remember why I know what that is. Or that's a thing.
Yeah, so let's see. Someone got a ring, and that ring is the one that tells you if there is soft soil nearby. I mean, it's the first actual ring that's got an ability to it, although it's kind of a forgettable one.
Uh-oh, Zenik. You're stuck. You gotta jump down a ledge.
Let's see. Anicept's also checking out the ring list. There ain't nothing there for him. You gotta identify your rings, which is what Basu will tell you about 10,000 times as you're playing this game. I kind of like this room here that we see Zenik in, that it's a little map of the dungeon here on the floor.
I never really thought about what that was. I'm just like, I don't know what that is. It's weird. Why does Zenik don't go that way? Ah, whatever. Always go up. Because now he's gonna have to go all the way around. Okay, so if he's paying attention to the map, you can see there's a door to the left, and a chest in there.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, he'll discover he doesn't have to care, but we'll see.
We see Anicept picking up the unique item for this game, the Harp of Ages, that allows you to transport time, which is completely different than in Oracle of Seasons, where you get a rod that changes seasons. So in a way, both games are about time travel, sort of.
Yeah, well, I just feel like it just, you know, for all we know, the Rod of Seasons just changes, like, the axis of the Earth.
That sounds kind of frightening, a magic rod that's capable of instantaneously shifting the rotation.
We have a harp that lets you travel through time.
Yeah, but allegedly that's just you moving. Like, one of these is just causing you to move, and the other one is causing the entire Earth to move. One of those is more powerful than the other.
Yeah, the one that lets you go back in time and kill everybody.
Well... But I think we have a pretty stable time system in this game, on account of the fact that, you know...
I thought you were going to say Zelda has a stable time system, and that's false.
Well, I mean, it could be one of those systems where Link goes back in time and he returns to the present and discovers that, you know, he's turned everything into a beat-em-up game.
Yeah, I mean, like... The timeline, although... It's not even, like... Age of Calamity also has a bunch of time travel in it. It's weird. But it makes that game make sense in its own context, so it's fine. Zelda and time travel just cause things to happen.
Yeah, it seems like you have Ocarina of Time has time travel. What was it? There's another Zelda game where you do some time travel. Don't you go back in time in the Wind Waker at some point?
Well,
no. I guess you just go
really.
To Sunken Hyrule. The time
yeah,
is
you're
frozen
teleported
there.
to. Yeah, time is frozen around Hyrule Castle. It's like you sort of do, but it's not the same. I technically, very technically, you do in Phantom Hourglass, in that you're transported into a world like that time is moving at a very different pace, or you're transported back at the end of it. No, Zelda, Zenek took the warp. This game definitely has the most sensible time travel shenanigans, though, in that everything has cause and effect on the future.
No. We'll get to it a little bit more in the next segment, but this game is a little bit inconsistent with whether Link has to do things before they happen or whether they've already happened because he's going to do them. We'll definitely see that in the next goal.
I'm trying to remember that particular part. I think I know what you're talking about.
We'll get to it in the next part because it's definitely they need to make up their mind. So someone right now is lost in the forest.
Doesn't have blue, so up, down, up, down.
Yep, that's it. So that's the one that they need to do. They need to start in the room with the fairies, and they need to go up, down, up, down.
That's like I think the first one I found too, or whatever it was. Like that one, or at least recently.
Well, it's definitely the one they expect you to do last because they do make a comment that the last one is the hardest one.
I think they're just lying.
Yeah, this is almost one where you might take some notes about where you've been, but it's mostly recognizing that area to the top is the one that you haven't seen very much.
So Anisip has bought a shield, which is completely useless. You don't need it.
You need a shield at some point. But...
Nope, you can use a shovel instead.
Really?
Yes, the shovel defeats the spine beetles.
Interesting.
Yes, the part where Link lifts the shovel up flips them. It is very weird.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Mechanically, it makes sense, but it's just like you didn't expect that to happen.
Alright, someone's still pretty lost here.
Zenek is actually going to find that ring room. That's where he's looking right now. Even though all he had to do at the start was go left, and the Nightmare Key is right there.
Oh, I think he found it. There it is. Alright, Anisep figured it out.
And wasting a mystery seed on the first owl. Do not forget to feed me mystery seeds. So Zenek has got to figure out. Maybe he's got to think.
Well,
okay, he clanked on it.
Yeah, if you hit it with your sword and it clanks, you're probably thinking, "Oh, I need a bomb."
Yeah, but you need ember seeds.
Yeah, because it's like
I don't know why I knew that. I don't know why I ever tried that. It's just weird.
No, that makes sense.
Does Zenek have the Nightmare Key? Or did he just not go to that room?
I don't know.
This keyhole is different.
I mean, that keyhole's big enough that I think Link could probably squeeze through there if he really wanted to.
I don't know how much of a contortionist Link is. Anyway, we have floor masters here. Or, no, these are wall masters, despite the fact they fall from the ceiling. Wall masters are red, floor masters are blue.
Yeah, these guys seem to just keep spawning indefinitely, which is kind of annoying.
I think there's like 5 of them that are supposed to spawn.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, they stopped spawning. So someone going into the house with the Happy Mask Salesman. For some reason, I really dislike this sprite.
Yeah, he needs, he's got some sinus problems.
Now, if only Zenek would take advantage of the compass's new feature to tell him which rooms contain.
Yeah, he opened the map, saw 2 chests, and then just didn't go towards one of them. Like, at the start, there's a chest immediately to the left. He just hasn't gone there. It's weird, because I think he went back into that room, and then just walked past it.
Yeah, really, the convenient thing here would just be to save and quit to get back to the entrance.
Yeah. Okay, so this is important. Depending on your choices, this baby could grow up very differently. I don't remember if the name matters.
The name doesn't affect anything.
Zenik figured it out! Yeah! Secret ring room! He's gonna be very disappointed when he goes through here, though.
So someone puts in the most boring name possible. Just puts
What
in
did he name
A.
him? Oh, that is boring. And so yeah, these beetles, you can defeat them with the clank of the shovel. It means you don't have to waste 10 rupees, which is only relevant in the speedrun because you need 300 rupees to get Dimitri. Everybody go get Dimitri. So this puzzle, in my opinion, when I was 8, is the hardest puzzle in the game to make this red. All you have to do, it's very simple, is you push all the way to the... you just have to offset it by 1 and then rotate it in a circle. Like, doing this is not gonna work. This is... You're rotating it one too many times. It's so silly. And then right down, left up, and then a lot of lefts. There we go. And it's up getting it. That is, without question, the hardest puzzle in the entire game.
So good.
It's not, but that one, just for whatever reason, just does not brain well with people. So we see Zenik finally moving on to the first boss. Low on health. I haven't seen this boss do attacks in quite some time. Hits him with the pumpkin. I think, actually, that makes it so that... I don't remember how long hitting him with a pumpkin. Yeah, I think the pumpkin's a 2-shot, which, very smart. Doesn't have to actually deal with anything.
Yeah, that's actually a lot easier than using your sword.
Yeah, I think the one strategy involves using your sword to do it. The shield is great in this particular game, just because you can do some weird jumps and bonk off the shield. But, we won't see anybody doing that because it's impossible. But yeah. Bosses of Dungeon 1, Giant Guinea, and Pumpkinhead. Name of the first boss.
It's a good
Yeah,
name.
all you have to do is turn all the red blue. Dragon, that's a hint. Oh, what? You're not even gonna talk to Maple?
He didn't know what that was. As far as he's concerned, that's somebody coming to kill him, and Zenik's like, I don't want anything to do with that.
I'm pretty sure Maple does want to kill you. That's just something that's happening. So we don't see any mystery seeds on Anisep anymore, but they do have weird properties. And is Anisep, or is Zenik the first person doing the trade sequence? I didn't remember seeing other people go here.
I think Anisep picked it up.
Yeah, it is optional, but the level 2 sword makes part of the late game extremely easy.
Yeah, there's a lot of bosses that are just slash them to death with your sword.
Well, yeah, well, like, you have to spin slash some of the bosses because the level 1 sword can't damage them without a spin slash, so it just makes it less tedious.
I don't think that that's true, but it does double
It's
your
true
damage.
in seasons.
Maybe.
It's... So, if I were to take... If we do the Link game, if you have the Master Sword, you can hurt the final boss with regular slashes, otherwise you have to spin slash him. And that's the level 3 sword, but that's linked only. If you don't have it, that boss sucks. But you know, to even fight that boss, you have to fight the boss before him with a seed shooter instead of the hyper shot if you're doing Aegis second, so... Hyper shot, much easier.
Alright, so it looks like someone is going through the trade sequence. They traded the clock for some stationery, and then they gave the stationery to the hand. For some reason, that's a recurring joke in the Zelda series, is giving people things that aren't toilet paper to wipe themselves with.
It's usually always a letter.
Yeah.
I don't think he's shown up recently. Like it was Majora's Mask in this game. I don't think any other game.
It's also in Skyward Sword.
I forgot about Skyward Sword. I need to replay that. I should get the HD one. I hadn't bought it because I have too many other games I gotta play right now.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Zenik missing out on an opportunity to meet Maple, the friendly witch.
She can drop a potion.
Yeah, she drops a lot of good stuff.
Potion and a piece of heart. And she's required for the trade sequence.
Yes.
I
Can't remember. If
don't
she's
quite
required in
remember
both
when
games.
you do it. Is it post? It's after you get the Laughing Book and you get the Depressed Kids photo album.
Yes. Yeah, the first
So-
time you talk to her, she says that she's looking for a sad book.
Yeah. So this is the mini boss Swoop. His gimmick is that he destroys the floor. However, yeah, I was waiting for the spin slash to come out. He has 8 health, I believe. It's either 8 or like 10. He's got a lot of health. But yeah, he declares people without wings can't beat him. If you fall in that hole, you have to restart the fight. But also, if you're on the little blue corners, he can't destroy that, so you can just bite him in the corner and then just ignore his already kind of boring gimmick. Because he doesn't destroy enough of the floor to be a threat. And yeah, we'll see the room. If you fall down, if you fall down into the pit, you go to this room.
Can't remember, if you throw the mystery seeds on the anti-fairies, do they become fairies in this game?
I don't remember.
Alright, so it's Zenik's turn to figure out the mystery of the forest maze.
No, I think we have to come up with Forest Maze, different game.
Oh?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
forest mazes are just a Zelda staple.
No, but this is Lost Woods, I think, again, or Mysterious Woods. But the Forest Maze is Super Mario RPG. Go down again, and then up. I think if maybe you go right here twice. I don't know.
No, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, because all of the entrances and exits are not the same.
But it is, the entrance and the exits are consistent, so that you can eventually work out that this is the room that I haven't taken this path.
Yes. They just don't map one-to-one to each other. It jumbles it. Something that the Game Boy can't do. Or the original Game Boy, just that it get nowhere near as cool as scrambling the map and hot-swapping portions of it.
Oh man, it'd be cool if the randomizer could randomize the forest maze.
Maybe it does. I know that I've only seen people play Seasons Rando, and it's impossible from what I'm told.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Dragon C0's in the chat. Dragon, how many opinions do you have on Seasons Randomizer?
Ooh, hopefully
if it was
Zenik hasn't
called.
figured out what the room he's looking for looks like.
His only opinion is it's cool. I can absolutely believe that it's fun, for sure. I don't know if there's an Ages Rando. I've definitely never seen anybody play it. Go down.
I wonder if he's gone down and he thinks that that's a dead end. That it's already checked it off in his mind as, oh, this doesn't go anywhere. Because going down takes you to that little corner area that's just so nondescript that you might write it off as being nothing.
Yep, and then you just gotta go up again.
Xenix really suspicious.
So here's
about
a
that
feature
corner.
of this. You can take carried items through screens.
Not that that helps you.
There's the down. Now go up again. You're so close.
Well, once that bush in the corner ain't gonna help you.
Yeah. And
Oop,
there we
here
go.
it is.
I have no idea if there's an Ages rando, but I feel like it'd be less fun than Seasons rando.
Yeah, that would be kind of weird.
The way that the game's progression works, and like like everything we go out the window and you'd figure out how fun of a seed it was once you get to the Tokay, like...
Yeah, the Tokay would be an issue. Also, once you get the ability to swap between the two different times, it breaks a lot of the early areas, because you could just travel back and forth through time really easily.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't break the graveyard.
Yeah, that's right.
Only part of the game that you can't do that in for reasons. We'll get to that much later.
This is Xenix Rock.
It's a nice feature that you can carry the everything through games. The one thing I'm upset is we don't get to see the linked Donkey Kong minigame to save Zelda from fire.
Oh, here we go. That's a free potion for someone.
That absolutely should be a potion. I guess she can show up earlier, but I guess I just never see her. Because you usually don't kill enough enemies.
Yeah, you usually see her right after a dungeon because, of course, you've just...
So this room is just a lot of effort. It's not a really hard puzzle, but you can't push anything unless the color is that. So you gotta push things into place. Like, you can move most of the reds to adjacent to where they need to be, and then you get the blues. Don't move the yellow first, you move the yellow, like, fourth. Definitely an optimal way of doing this room, but it's just tedious.
Alright, someone does have a shield, so they'll be able to easily do this.
Yeah, I don't expect anybody to know about the shovel or even attempt it.
Yeah, there's a couple of things in this game I feel like if you've played Link's Awakening, they throw you off. Because if you've played Link's Awakening, you know, oh, I have to use the shield on these guys, and then that's it.
Well, even the hint tells you use the shield. Like, I don't know why the shovel works. I don't know if that's just an intended mechanic or if it's just however it clanks the same as the shield.
Oh, it's got to be intended.
Oh yeah, I'm almost certain it's intended because of how it works. But like, yeah, look, color puzzles. And there's the nightmare key for Anisep. And someone remembering this puzzle.
Yeah, it's not too difficult. You just have to realize you've got to get the one block out of sync.
Yeah. I don't remember if there's a much harder one later, but it was just the first one is like impossible, and once you realize how to put things into the right format, the other ones become... it's in your brain as to how everything works.
Anisep having a lot of trouble with this jump here, and finally just horrifically murders this moblin so that he stops bothering him. Now, one thing that that Minish Cap does have over the Oracle games is the minecarts. The minecarts in Minish Cap are much better because they're much faster.
Yeah, but then you couldn't do... oh god, I can't remember the name of the dungeon. It's Dungeon 5 in Ages. Or is it 6? I don't... I'm just thinking because there's 2 you can do kind of in either order, because you don't need the dungeon item for the other one. The one at the top of the mountain that has a million minecarts and you're just running around with a slingshot.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do that one. Trying to figure out where Anisep's going.
Yeah, I think Anisep is pretty close to finishing up. I think at this point there's just one treasure box that Anisep's trying to figure out how to get to. Because it must contain the last key.
Yeah, I feel like they just didn't walk there or whatever.
Or it's one of those things. A couple of these dungeons...
Oh, I see where it is.
A couple of these dungeons have a thing where you go through them once without the item, and then there's like a puzzle that you can't solve. And then you have to go back through the dungeon a second time to get it.
Didn't have to repeat this part, but I think just the path that Anisep took. Anisep just push left! What are you... I'm so confused. They had it in the right phase, and then they just took it out of phase. Just forgetting that they solved the puzzle. There you go. No, that's not right. You'll be off.
I mean, all games are Sokoban. Zelda more than anything. I mean, you go back to original Zelda, and original Zelda had you pushing blocks all day long.
And Anisep had it, then decided didn't have it.
I think it's an issue of just totally overthinking the puzzle.
Yeah. Like, they give you the exact amount of room to just do this, and now press left. There you go.
So, look, I think all our players managed to get the stink bomb, stink bag, which means that they've progressed the trade sequence as much as they can in today's goal.
Yeah.
You can finish the trade sequence pretty quickly in the game.
I think you can do it so that you don't have to backtrack to the And there's a death for Anisep. Saving and continuing. I like it. Yeah, taking this warp. All they have to do is go down, like take the lower path right there, just to jump over the minecart and set it. But yeah, they're just having problems getting to the boss room. They're like, down here is...
There it is.
Okay, they're missing a key over there.
Yep, and that treasure box is a prime suspect for the key. Oh! Does Anisep not... Okay, no, they're just going the other way. I was worried that they might not realize that you have to jump over those.
No, they did that earlier. They just didn't go to the right, I guess, or just forgot to grab a key.
Maybe.
And we will see as the minecart moves. And then there's the bombable wall.
Oh, that's it. Maybe just they missed the bombable wall.
Yeah, bombs are important. This game likes to let you know that. And there's definitely a small key in here.
Anisep, feeling so confident, doesn't even bother to collect that heart.
Just save. You have to save and quit, not save and continue. You have to press start on the opening menu, not A or B. It's a bit weird. Don't tell the adults.
That's just generally good wisdom. Don't tell the adults.
So unfortunately, Anisep, because save and quit resets some things in rooms, while most rooms have memory, this one's like, well, you save and quit, and we're not going to bother keeping that. There's no reason to write that to memory, just keep that in RAM. Or volatile memory space. So you can jump from the Thwomp's head to that area that's above someone. It's a hard jump. There's nothing over there.
Yeah, I remember doing that jump. There's 30 rupees here,
There's
though.
30 rupees here, though, yeah.
That's nice. 30 rupees is nice.
It's a finicky jump. You have to get it, like, right before he reaches the top, and you'll have just the amount of time to make it.
I also do want to bring up one thing. I think that someone in Anisep are probably more adept with Link's Awakening than Zenik, because I noticed Zenik is sticking with the sword on B, which is the default for here, whereas I think someone in Anisep have deliberately swapped it over to the A button, which is Link's Awakening default.
A is just a better button for sword.
It is, I do agree.
Plenty of hopping. Zenik feeling silly. Spent 20 more rupees on a shield than he needed to. Anisep is very close. There is, if he checks it, the top right pod, I believe, has a 100% fairy spawn.
Someone also missing that bombable wall on the right. He's going to miss out on that key.
The red face fears smoke. Just like Dodongo, dislikes smoke. And we're moving on to the weirdest boss in all of Zelda. Head. I think it's just called Head Thwomp. And, yeah, you just throw bombs in his head.
Yeah, it gives you a big hint there when he throws out a bomb.
I think the bigger hint is when the guy tells you, at least if you played Zelda 1 ever, that he fears smoke. And so I believe he hit purple. Purple brings the house down.
Yeah, you need to get the red face, I think. And
Yes.
And it is 100% timing. That it's not a random thing. It's you have to use the correct. You have to hit the correct face, or nothing happens.
Yeah, like, it's easy. You never have to ride these platforms, like, ever.
Yeah, you can reach it from the sides.
Yeah, like, the timing, and it gets, every cycle is, like, a half tick faster. So it's like, on the first one, it's just when his face is purple. Press A and hold left, and you'll get him.
Yep. You also have to be careful. You can't just pull out a bomb and hold it for too long. Eventually, it's going to blow up. With the exception of you can get a ring. There is a peace ring that you can get that makes it so that bombs don't tick down while you are holding them.
And there's the first hit. This boss also has a interesting mechanic, although I don't think anybody will deal with it. Where he can kill you after he's been defeated.
That's good. That's just good Zelda boss design.
It's very specific, and I don't think anybody would have it happen. Okay, so that's green. Green is a really easy to avoid attack. You just stand on the left. I don't remember what blue does. I don't think anybody should ever hit blue.
Yeah, nobody ever hits blue. For whatever reason, it's just impossible for it to happen.
It's the exact opposite of red. That's a red hit. So, a heart is coming down for Anisep.
Who got the potion? Was it Anisep or was it someone?
Someone.
Yeah, so Anisep needs to be cautious. No potion means that...
That's purple again. Hide. Just hide. Gets lucky.
going to be purple. It's not going to do anything. Yep, this is... I would say this is the worst boss in the game. Not just this game. This is just the worst boss in this whole, like, series. Anisep holds that bomb too long and takes another hit. I'm thinking there's a good chance Anisep's going to have to do this one again.
Oh, well, there's a hit.
That's
Will be getting a heart. Instead, it dodges Maple again.
Does not trust Maple.
Oh, there's a purple.
Zenik is going to blow everything up.
That's blue. Okay, what does this do? I don't remember.
Oh, it's the spin attack.
I straight up just, I did not remember this attack because I haven't seen it in at least 20 years.
And so the reward for getting the blue is that Anisep gets to do this dungeon again.
But it has to redo that part. Giving someone a lot of time to catch up.
Yeah, a couple of these dungeons are a little bit inconvenient if you die and you have to get back to the boss.
Again, these are two short dungeons, though.
Yeah, this starts off pretty short and easy. The later dungeons do get pretty big and complex.
For sure.
So what happens if you hack the game and you travel back in time and you walk into Dungeon 2 in the present without picking up the...
I don't know. Anybody in chat know the answer to that? I feel like the dragon might. I definitely know the people I could ask, because they would likely know the answer.
Because that's part of the fun of these hyper-curated progressions, is that you can mess with that progression and see all sorts of fun stuff going on.
Alright. Let's see if Zenik can solve the very difficult color puzzle. He's just pushing it before, and I mean, like, that's fair.
Yeah, that's the logical first step to take.
He's got to push it around. He's just going to reset the room. I don't think he wants to push it or fix it.
Or he might have thought it was stuck. Or maybe this is just faster than pushing it all the way back to the
I think it was less of a pain in the neck. Immediately. Knows what to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's you get the puzzle into a different state. That's all there is to it. And it takes
Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried to fight this guy on the platforms. That just seems like so much effort. If you drop the bombs like you do in Link's Awakening instead of throwing them, it probably would be easier to ride the platforms, but you don't, so.
Yeah, so Anisep had a rocky start there. Took about 6 hearts worth of damage just right off of the bat.
Oh, that's unlucky. It blew up. Pulled the bomb out a little too early. And Zenik just dies.
Has to stop and think for a moment whether he really wants to continue this.
And then there's Greenface. Just stand in the corner. Go to the bottom right. It literally can't hit you there. But yeah, people who played Link's Awakening and might think the feather is great in this game, it's significantly nerfed. The two major things that was different with the feather. And Anisep takes another spill. As someone is fighting it the easy way. Although I don't think you can quite make it with a throw, but you can throw bombs while falling. You don't drop them.
You can bounce it off of the lip.
Oh yeah, you can. That seems yeah, that seems pretty easy.
But the more important thing is because you're not on the moving platforms, you're always in position to throw. So it's just a matter of timing it, as opposed to the platforms you're constantly dealing with. Is the platform on the right cycle for me throwing?
Yeah. Like it's just so much more effort than just fighting him like this.
Oops, someone makes it in on the first shot.
I'm not sure about that second one, because it may have rotated the absolute last second.
No.
Nah.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it looked like that was just very slightly too early. Oh, we're gonna see blue. Yeah, someone's moving around. I don't think he knows what to do with this. Now he does. Takes the hit, moves to the right corner.
Ooh, I think that was a good one.
Yep, it looked good. It could be green, if unlucky, but no, that's red. We'll have to rely on a bomb drop, but those come by fairly quickly. Probably be one on this particular thing. Yep, now has to wait for the boss to attack.
Not sure what Zenek was thinking there. Just letting it flomp him.
It's hard to dodge.
That was... Anisep was robbed there. That bomb was just resting on the boss.
And I think that's last hit for someone. And yeah, as you can see, the crash down does the same damage the purple head does when it crashes down, so I think you can die. And yeah, that's it. That's the goal for someone.
So thankfully, the game doesn't do this again. You don't have any more spinning head throw bombs into the bosses.
No, it's the only boss like that in the entire series. You gotta kill all the snakes. Boop, 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 boop. Oh no, it's Blueface!
Zenek is experiencing the minecarts for the first time. Reminds me of that clip of Exuno playing Bomberman and then discovering the minecart level where you just ride the minecarts to kill the enemies and announcing it's the best level in a Bomberman game ever created.
Another hit for Anisep, and oh, Zenek actually falls.
Yep, you're not supposed to do that.
Equipping mystery seeds. Tries it on the anti-fairy, doesn't work. It might work on the sparks. Yeah, again, game has a Z-axis. You can throw things over stuff. It's not just instant murdering like it's Link's Awakening. And it's finally getting the clear.
Alright, it's Zenix's next opportunity to fight this boss.
Fighting this boss lazily.
Except for then he throws you really off and he starts doing these multi-bounces.
Gets him. Wants that fairy. I'm really surprised nobody got an extra heart container. There's definitely 4 pieces of heart that are just in your way and the game like announces to you.
Yeah, there's not that many. What is it? It's, what, 14 hearts total? You start with 3, so that's 11 hearts. So it's 12 pieces of heart.
Well, I'm not sure about that because one of the hearts comes from completing the game, and I think you get another heart container from a password.
So it's 14 in an unlinked game, and then a linked game gives you 2 more. And so it's 14 in an unlinked game, and then if you do a linked game, it gives you 2 more of them, and it stretches out your display to make that happen.
Okay, I couldn't remember. Okay, Zenek trying to figure out this puzzle. Has to go down and around.
Yeah, you need to get the feather before you can do anything there.
I understand the one to kill those Stalfos. But you can just reach them with your sword.
This is good.
That works. See, Zenek is using all of his bombs and I don't want him to, because I don't want him to skip this key. But considering that concept of playing the game a little bit slower,
I think there's a good chance Zenek notices it immediately.
yeah. With the blue wing, soar over the colored heights. Doesn't get thwomped. Boom, 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 boom.
See, this is the most random one of the items, that the feather's just sort of sitting in this corner of this 2D area.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because they just wanted you to force you to use it immediately. Zenek also like, I want to ride the thwomp. Gives up on it?
Well, the
Or is
thwomp
trying to
is
get
thwomping
hard
the
from
crap out
bees.
of him.
Goes left first. We'll see if Zenek tries to go for right.
Zenek's absolutely gonna try going right.
Not an easy jump.
No, you have to jump pretty close to the height.
Yeah, you have to jump really late. And again, this is one thing where I think about it is like, this seems hard. Yeah. And so when you think that it's hard, maybe they didn't intend it. But there could still be a secret over there.
Ooh, that was really
Oh,
close.
that was like a pixel early. Because, like, if you know the Pegasus seeds exist, you know that you can get over there. So, like, maybe there's something there. For all I know, there's, like, a weird password thing later. That's a sad way to die.
That's not a usual way that you die in a Zelda game. But the good news is there's a checkpoint right here at the start, so that's not going to be an issue.
Yeah. What about this room? Just jump over it. It's easy. No, 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 hit the switch.
Zenik doesn't want anything to do with your switches.
You need it, though.
Zenik? Oh, Zenik? Guess Zenik just doesn't want to go that way.
Probably thinks he can't, but... I guess this is one way to skip that key.
Oh, you can't go back.
Well, you can. You just have to open the door. So Zenik's gonna go back and just get the key this way. That's really sad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, alright, you can do this. Yeah, these jump across the blocks are kind of, it's a little bit confusing how you're supposed to, where you're supposed to stand to make them work.
I think you just have to enter them and then land. But yeah, I didn't expect someone to skip the key that way.
Well, we'll see what happens. He's gonna need to go back that way. Did someone also skip that key? I think everybody had to go back.
Everybody, yeah. I was like, why did nobody bomb the wall? I guess people are thinking it's a bonus. Zenik, I guess, is headed back there now. I guess, has realized that they're like, oh, there's a chest down there. I probably didn't get, like, I missed it by accident.
No,
Oh,
thinks that this jump is the key. That was a weird jump there.
Yeah.
That's
Another weird jump.
yeah.
You gotta hold the direction like the entire jump.
Oh, makes it. And there's nothing here. This is a really disappointing spot too. I think you can wind up there if you fall down a hole somewhere else, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know where you fall down to get there, though.
I mean, unless it's some sort of like it's a leftover from there used to be a place you drop down. Because that would make sense as a way you get that feather, that you would drop down a hole, you'd step down, and then you're stuck until you pick up that feather.
Yeah, maybe the mini boss originally dropped you down there because you couldn't defeat him unless you had wings.
Maybe. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Yeah, that you actually do need wings until they realize that he was trivial to defeat without it.
Or they just gave up on the concept, because, like, if he never came down, it was annoying.
So this is definitely the more puzzly of the two Oracle games.
Oh, by far.
Oracle of Seasons is much more action-oriented.
And then the Magnet Gloves get involved and everything goes weird.
So Zenik is, I'm not certain what's going through Zenik's head right now. He did not do the section with the minecart where you have to hit the switch while riding the minecart, and I'm not certain.
Yeah, he just didn't, like, register that it was a switch, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
And now he's just tracing this minecart back.
And then he got to
I'm very
room...
curious to see how well, maybe the next goal should just be Dungeon 3.
I think we want to stick it. It works really well as Dungeons 3 and 4.
Yeah, 4 is pretty
is,
quick.
Plus, this is really short. We're at an hour and a half. I mean, he's going to easily clear this under 2 hours. I feel like...
I'd say the Tokay part is probably the most convoluted portion of the entire game.
Yeah, once they get past that, the next part is pretty easy.
Because there are two very I want to say there's a couple very long enter dungeon segments in this game.
The one goal that's kind of iffy is I want to do dungeons 5 and 6 together because they're so close to each other. But that's
Crown
probably
Dungeon's
the longest
long.
one. Yeah, that's...
Crown Dungeon's long and the next dungeon's confusing. Mermaid Cave.
Yeah, so my thought is we'll probably do that. That'll be the longest one, and then we'll go easy for the last 2 dungeons.
Yeah, Dungeon 7 by itself, Dungeon 8, and the
finale.
final boss. Yeah. Just because Dungeon 7 is kind of a hot mess.
Dungeon 7 is everybody's favorite dungeon, but we'll get to that when we get to that goal.
That one's also got the second longest enter dungeon segment, I think.
It's pretty long, yeah.
Which one is Dungeon 7 in Season? Is that the one? Oh, I guess that...
I don't think anybody remembers what that dungeon is in Seasons. I can hear Alpha frantically Googling now.
Yeah, I just can't remember which one it is. Okay, that's the one in there. Okay, it's this one. Okay. No, that one's not the... yeah, those are both pretty long.
I appreciate Zenix's commitment here to solving this puzzle without killing any of these enemies. Oh, no, he's broken.
I mean, some of the Zolls get annoying, but the one Moblin, who cares?
I think there's 2 Moblin. It's just one of them's just doing his own thing off in the corner. Question for Alpha/Cernico, do you just plug URLs in as a browser source for the 2 streamers for these layouts? Yes, that's exactly how we do this.
Sometimes I recapture with multiple Twitch windows because the browser source decides to have weird delay for some reason. And that way I also avoid purple screen, although I didn't get purple screen all day yet, so... I'm sure this puzzle won't become annoying and we won't see it ever again.
Almost certainly. This puzzle would be less annoying if they didn't become invincible when the color matched.
Or if the room was smaller. Or if it took less time. So you could kill half of them, but you basically, unless you're lucky, you can kind of only get one per go.
So Zenik has a key, but it's not the correct key to that door.
No, he's got the big key.
But you need
I think I was calling
key.
it the nightmare key earlier, just out of habit.
I mean, who's to say that the bosses in this game aren't actually nightmares?
See, I think Zenik knows exactly where he's got to go. Yeah, I don't know if I count this as skipping it because he skipped it for different reasons. Yeah, you're like, okay, there's no minecart here. Do you want to try and go from the bottom?
He's gonna get it. He's out of other places to explore, so he'll get it quick.
Unless he goes around and kills a bunch of enemies in every room trying to find stairs.
That was perfect.
That was rough. There is a ring that prevents those from breaking.
Yes, there is. And a ring that makes you take half damage when you fall in a hole.
Hit the switch! Hit the switch! Hit the switch! I think he just saw it.
Yeah, I think he's just putting that together now. But he's rendered this puzzle in this room completely superfluous. He doesn't even need to play with that block. Because really what he needs is here.
Yeah, I think he realized that puzzle was completely useless. There you go. Couple extra steps, but who cares?
Now, if they really wanted to make those puzzles fun, they would have made it so each of the 6 sides was a different color. Stay awake here, Alpha. We're almost done.
Almost. Let's see how this goes for Zenik.
Yeah, fortunately, we still have the boss to go, and the boss is absolutely a thing.
So I don't even remember if I had read the hint from the owl before fighting that boss, like when I was a kid, because it just, when you look at the faces, I feel like it's obvious.
One of the faces is more obviously the weak one.
Yeah.
Do you have to have the power bracelet equipped to push the pot?
No.
That's what I thought.
You just have to have the power bracelet.
And then Zenik plunges immediately into that hole.
Which, basically, they've made the power bracelet only... They like half obsoleted it after picking it up. It's like, okay, he only needed to pick stuff up.
Although, to be fair, the power bracelet is kind of an annoying item in that way that you have to keep equipping it. Didn't they change that for the HD Link's Awakening, that it's just mapped to a button permanently once you have it?
Yeah, like it is in every other Zelda game because you have more than 2 buttons. If Zenik's played Zelda 1, he knows what that means. Also, when you find an item, like a consumable, like ammunition outside of a boss room, usually means you gotta use it.
Yeah, that's always a good
another
sign.
Zelda trope. Let's see how Zenik decides to fight this boss. Taking the hard way.
Now, the good news is Zenik has noticed that you can drop the bombs straight down beneath you.
Yes, you have to have 0 input on your controller for it, but...
Nice! Ooh, that was a good first shot.
Hole in one. And he's like, I have no idea what's happening, I'm scared. He's like running around like crazy.
Oh, beautifully!
Oh, baby!
Beautiful!
Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, it was a little fast there.
Otherwise, he wasn't gonna get it unless he switched which one he was on. That was a gorgeous second hit. Okay, he equipped sword for whatever reason. Okay, I guess just to try and see.
No, I think he might not realize he's damaging the boss there. He might.
It
think
made
that
the
there's
damage
another
sound.
step. I mean, maybe you don't know that that's the damage sound.
The boss is spinning faster. Okay, now he's gonna see blue, the scariest of the faces, unless you stand at the bottom left and the fucking things despawn. Oh, I guess it goes clockwise or counterclockwise. I never actually noticed it because I never saw blue face. Oh, dodges his own bomb.
Oop, that's gonna be a death. Which is a shame, because that opening was genius. That was absolutely genius.
Yeah. Very, very good first attempt. Just remember, everybody, play your mini games, get your money. Don't use the bear.
Yeah, we will have instructions in the next pay spin on how to get the animal companion of your choice. It's a fun little goal, I think, in that during the next goal we are going to get to see all 3 animal companions before you pick, so you'll get to figure out which one you like.
Moosh is monstrously slower than Ricky or Dimitri.
Well, let's add the caveat that we anticipate the players will be riding the animal for about 5% of the rest of the game, at the most.
Okay, so for the Enter Dungeon 4 segment, Moosh loses an insane amount of time. He also loses a ton of time in seasons.
Don't listen to Alpha. Pick the animal companion based off of what you feel in your heart.
Yeah, feel riding a Dodongo. A Dodongo that doesn't fear smoke, mind you. Also, that can double as a bludgeoning weapon.
Yeah, that is a big plus. That Dimitri has no qualms whatsoever about you just picking up and bodily hurling him at your foes.
He will be your animal companion for 2 games.
What I'm really looking forward to is the players starting to get their hands on some of the cool rings. Because I think
I'm looking forward to... the items... Particular items in this one aren't as fun as some of the ones in Seasons. I'm mainly thinking about Magnet Gloves.
Magnet Gloves are pretty good, but that's something you get to look forward to.
Yeah. That's blue. Quite an unfortunate face.
Ooh, good shot there. Zenik really wants to double that up with an extra bomb. That's not gonna happen.
Wants to fight this guy as little as possible.
Yeah, this is a good spot. This is the good strategy. You want to be up here on the ledge. And then the only change in consistency is whether you dunk the bomb on the first bounce or it takes another one. This is really odd for a boss. What is Zenik doing?
Wasting bombs.
Oh, okay. Well, the good news is he skipped the green cycle. The bad news is he just gets
green
another
cycle. I think he just thinks the face has got to get in there, but red face fears smoke.
That's possible. He doesn't realize that he needs to get the red one specifically.
At least the bomb drops are +4s instead of +1s.
Oop, there we go. Gets a red face.
A bit of a lucky break. Yep. Get that heart. 2 hits left.
Oh, nicely done. That's another red.
Going for the final hit right now. Nope, never mind. Didn't drop the bomb. Gets blue-faced.
So Zenek is going to have to wait a minute here for the boss to generate some more ammo. This is really different than than a lot of Zelda bosses. Most Zelda bosses make you like run to the corner of the room and pick up the ammo. This boss just spits the ammo out directly. It just throws it at you. Hectate saying, wonder if it's possible to slip one in to the red right after it pops open. It is. In fact, Zenek did that just a moment ago. And we saw Zenek get a double on the red just a moment ago. Yeah, I don't know what Zenek thinks he's gaining by throwing that second bomb when it's on blue.
I have no idea.
Ooh, Zenek eating 2 of those projectiles.
On green, get the bottom right. Don't die. You can get hit there. Okay, stay right there for purple. You can't get hit.
Last time, Zenek was a little too hasty jumping up after the blue. Gotta make sure that all the projectiles are gone then. Oh god, Zenek, what are you doing?
I have no idea why Zenek keeps going for these super aggressive plays that don't make any sense.
Yeah, it's not an aggressive play if it's not going to actually accomplish
Well,
it.
no, I mean, he's just being really aggressive towards things that don't work. Oh, that was unlucky. Zenek is in the corner. It's safe. That time I think he was expecting it to hit the lip.
Alright, just gotta be careful here.
Yeah, he knows where to stand.
The good news is I think he knows where to dodge everything. What? Zenek, where? Why are you doing this? Oh, seals his own fate there.
Oh. That's rough. Yeah, it's just so confusing because like it's like okay, he very clearly figured out what to do and then just throws all his bombs away.
All right. Well, he knows what to do now, so I think this next time is going to be the third time is the charm.
I don't feel like the knows what to do is what's stopping him from clearing the dungeon though, because he knows what to do, but he's just like it's seemingly electing to not. Poor nerfed feather.
Why? What do you want the feather to do here that would make it better?
Just be the Link's Awakening feather where you can jump further and move faster with it. I don't It would actually make you go faster in some areas. Not this one in particular, but it would let you skip some jumps that you'd normally need the Pegasus seeds for. Although you can do some really, really okay jumps with the Pegasus seeds. Because it just gives you raw movement rather than straight line movement. But it's also easier to do, so, you know.
Does the... I watched the Ages speedrun. Do they fight this boss in the Ages speedrun?
The Ages speedrun, I don't think they ever fight this. Ever.
Because I feel like I would have remembered this in the Ages speedrun.
The only run that they fight this boss in is...
All essences?
All essences, and they still do this dungeon like 7th. Because, D2 skip saves 15 minutes normally. And then in all essences it still saves 5 because of how much time Pegasus seeds save. Because it's 10 minutes out of your way to leave the dungeon after getting the Rock's Feather. But they do have to fight this boss eventually, but it's... Yeah. Okay, when he shows... Okay, oh, he wasn't holding a direction when he threw that bomb. It's unfortunate.
I think that was just a missed input.
Well, because he dropped the bomb, so...
The other hard part is even if you do manage to work out a correct timing for throwing the bomb, it keeps changing because the stupid boss keeps changing his cycle speed. Ooh, beautifully done there.
Here we go. Very early.
I'm not sure if he's accounting for the bounce or not. Doing some push-ups to build up his strength. Ooh, that's another good shot.
Gets it. Has one bomb left.
That'd be pretty great if he can clear it with that last bomb. Oh, beautiful! Man, that was a gorgeous fight.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, he's not going to stand at the bottom. He wouldn't think to.
It was beautifully done. So pick up the second essence of nature, the ancient wood. Whispers the truth to closed ears out of stillness. That's not a real thing. Like, somebody is pulling Link's chain here, telling him, oh yeah, you need to get the essence of the wood. And he goes into the dungeon, he's like, this is not real. This whole thing is just a hallucination.
Yeah, probably.
There's the save. Gotta navigate down to it. Save and quit. And there we go. That is Zenic Reverie finishing up. Hits that dot Dunaroo. Finishes with an SRL time of 1 hour, 48 minutes, 30 seconds. So everybody doing great here on the first segment. I think we've got a couple more people who might be joining us next week. It sounds like Maurice was planning to join, but unfortunately he overslept. As I mentioned before, Hopscotch wanted to join, but was having some issues with internet upload that needs to be repaired this week. So hopefully we'll have a little bit bigger race next week, some more players in it to make it a little more exciting.
Yeah, because there's a lot that's going to be going on next week, and I I'm going to assume even the people who hadn't played this game, if they've only played it once 20 years ago, the Tokay treating sequence is going to be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, next week is going to be a fun goal. So
It's a very hard segment.
So that's all we've got for today's run. What do we want to do? We've got Dragon is playing some Link's Awakening multi. I've got Lime Malicious is playing Skyward Sword. What do you think we want to raid? Some Minish Cap?
The multi-world, I don't know if Dragon's actually paying attention with chat.
Probably not.
It always happens when I'm doing something. It's always at 2 p.m. It's the same time I do all my other stuff on Sundays, and I haven't been able to join for quite some time.
Let's go ahead. Let's raid Lime Malicious. She is playing Skyward Sword. That is a blind playthrough of Skyward Sword on HD, so everybody can enjoy that. We will be back next week with part 2 of The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages. Hopefully we'll get some more players in for that. We'll try to drum up a little more interest for that next week. Thank you, Alpha, for joining me for commentary.
Yeah, no problem.
And we hope you folks will join us here again on Mystery Funhouse next week. It's always a mystery what game we'll play, but we're going to find out what it is together. Have fun watching Skyward Sword with Lime Malicious, and we will catch you here again next week on the Mystery Funhouse channel. Take care, everybody.